Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Larry Lursey. Welcome back to the channel. I'm super excited. We are starting a new series with this episode that is going to be called 7 Questions. How this is going to work is I've got some photographers, digital artists, people that I really admire their work, and I'm going to interview them and basically ask them 7 questions that may be photography related, maybe not photography related. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I think you're going to enjoy it. My first guest is someone that I've been a big fan of for a while on Instagram, and I'm very excited to talk to her and ask her some questions. So without any further ado, let's roll the intro. So I'm very excited. I am here today with the wonderful tea.jagodic. Was I close?
Yeah, that was mostly like the original. Yeah.
Okay. Mostly. All right. I'll take it. A passing grade is all I need. So for those of you who don't know Taya, she is a digital artist. I see her on Instagram, and we will put a link to her on there so you can follow her as well. She has very cool work, and I have long been a fan. So I knew when I started doing the 7 questions things, she was one of the people that I would want to interview, and she graciously agreed to do it. And so we are here on the wonders of Zoom today because she is all the way on the other side of the planet in Belgrade, Serbia, which I understand it's nice and hot there, just like it is here in Texas.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So tell me really briefly, how did you get into this? Have you been doing art your whole life, or how did you get into this digital artwork?
Well, I do self-portraits and like Photoshop manipulations. I think now it's been 13 years. And I have no idea how it started. I just got bored and there was a Photoshop on my computer. I don't know how, because I've never done similar things before. And I saw like YouTube. I was in high school, and at that time, 2009, we just discovered YouTube, and like some Photoshop tutorials started to come up. And like, here, this is fine. I want to do it, but I'm like introvert. So I just randomly started to practice on myself, with myself. So taking photos of myself. Yeah. And I continue to work with myself until this day because I feel the most comfortable. And I really don't like to work with another people like one-on-one.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why in the past I was like food photographer. I didn't like to be involved with people. No.
Yes. And I love self-portraits as well. And it's very interesting because on one hand, it's easy because you always have access to the model, but there's so much more complications with it because of especially when you're photographing yourself and all that type of thing. So, yeah, I definitely have appreciation for that. So that is very cool. So what we've got for you today are 7 questions that will hopefully be a very, very enjoyable interview for you. And we'll learn a little bit about you in the process. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 1. Someone has never seen any of your work before, and I'm telling them about you, how wonderful you are, and I can only show them one image. Which of your images would you want me to show them, and why?
Whoa, tough question. I wasn't ready for this. Whoa, I'm currently looking at my Instagram because I forgot all of the photos.
Okay.
When they're done, I'm just leaving them out of my head. So maybe facing the fears. I love works that are freshly done. It's not old one because I got bored out of any artwork like in 2 days. And that was one of my favorites because I'm currently in big art block and I like managed to do something that I really, really love. And that's rare that I really love my photo in the end.
Yeah. Right. Well, it's very stunning, very stunning. And so I guess you had the concept in mind and then created it, or do you start building and see where it takes you?
I just started to build it without a plan for the first time in 13 years because, okay, I'm in our art block and I can't sit and do nothing because it makes me really feel bad.
Right.
And like I had to do something, just keep pressure out of my head and start playing. Just start playing and something will come up. And when I relaxed, something great came up from that. So I learned a lot because no one can do in art block anything, and I managed to do something that I really love and people really liked it. And I show other creatives that you can really work anything if you're in an art block. Just keep pressure out of your mind, because a lot of social media is killing us. As we already know, it's constant pressure. You have to give something better, something new, something better. You have to post every time. You have to post. I can't make this kind of artworks every day. It's exhausting.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's very, very cool. I also love, by the way, how you do the behind the scenes sometimes where you will show you building and things like that. I think that's
Yeah, that's sometimes that's the most favorite part of me and my audience, because like final photo is great, but the process behind is sometimes way more fun than the final product.
very good. All right, wonderful. Question number 2. This is going to be a good one based on our conversation about the heat there in both of our residences at the moment. If you had to live in a home with no heat or air conditioning, or a home with no internet, which would you choose?
No heat.
Really? Well, that
Yeah,
means no
because
air too. You have no air or heat, or you have no internet.
I will sacrifice that part because I can't live without internet. I can't pay my bills and my life. So yeah.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, you don't have to do this. This is just a suggestion.
Yeah, luckily.
All right. So I assume you use a lot of Photoshop. Is that right?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So question number 3: if Photoshop got rid of all of their shortcuts and they were only left one, which shortcut would you want them to leave?
Wow. Oh, maybe the undo shortcut. Yeah, it's like feels important. I have to have that one because
Okay.
I do undos a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Okay. Good. That's a good one. Love it. Okay. All right. Number 4. I was to give you, and I'm not doing this, but if I was to give you 2 plane tickets, you could go anywhere you want. Where are you going?
Whoa. Maybe to Egypt. I know it's not too exotic, but I don't know why. It's like basic tourist destination. And maybe to Australia,
Yeah.
to Sydney, to see kangaroos.
Okay. Kind of 2 extremes there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that works. That works. All right. Number 5. If you had to do one or the other, would you rather anytime you go outside you have to wear really uncomfortable shoes, or you got to wear super comfy shoes but you had to wear them all day every day?
I'm all about comfy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Comfy
every
shoes.
day. Yeah, comfy shoes. Yeah.
Even if
I
you have
mean,
to sleep with
I
them.
love to see women in high heels. I adore it, but it's just not for me. Even though I look good in that, but it's like not comfortable, and I'm like screaming of the pain in 13 minutes. So yeah, no
Okay.
need for that.
Okay. Good.
Boots, lady. All about boots.
Right. All
Even
right.
though in the summer at night, trust me.
Yeah, okay. All right, you're doing great. You're doing great. Only 2 to go. Number 6. If you could go spend 1 hour with any artist, living or dead, you could go spend an hour in their studio and watch them work and ask them questions. Who would you go see?
Mm, I would love to meet and see the process of Rosie Hardy, because that's the person I kind of started all of this, because that was the first female photographer that I spotted online, and she's also doing self-portraiture, like surrealism and all of the stuff. I'm a bit darker than her, but like she's the person I kind of started all of it because of her. Yeah, so that would be a blast.
It's funny you mentioned that you're a little bit darker, and I noticed that your style tends to be more dark themes. Is that intentional, or is it just you look back and you go, man, I'm creating a lot of dark stuff? Or is that just when you make it, that's where it ends up?
It just comes from here. So yeah, it's just my natural feeling. Sometimes I'm conscious about that. Sometimes it's too much because I'm a female. My people around me, I'm not dark, I'm not depressed. I don't live in basement. I don't wear like black all the time. I'm not like gothic person.
Right.
I'm cheerful. So the people find it interesting that I'm like cheerful, normal girl, and like my mind seems to be dark. But that are some parts of me that like I'm not afraid to show.
Right.
Yeah.
Are there any of these projects that you go, you get it done, you go, that's just too dark, I'm not even going to post that?
No, I love to post that,
Okay.
like too much stuff. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Last question. If you had the ability to send an email right now to high school Taya, what would you email her?
Whoa. I would say that to her that just keep doing this, because this will be the most important thing in her life, her best therapy, and we could make it work. Because I'm really, back then when I started, it was like impossible. I'm just playing around with photos and I don't know what I'm going to do with it. That's useless. And like, I don't know why I'm doing, just had the not natural need to do it. And I thought, okay, this is the most important thing that I do. And I have to throw it off in some moment, because I'm growing up, life is becoming serious, blah, blah, blah. And like, now I'm in the mood like, girl, we made it. We just made it.
Right. Well, that's great. Well, you have made it through the 7 questions. So first off, congratulations.
Thank you. It wasn't hard.
Hopefully it was a little difficult. But that was great. Honestly, it's more enjoyable, I think, it's more enjoyable to talk to you than it is even to look at your images. So this has been wonderful. So I will put a link in the description for people to check out your work, and hopefully they will. And all 7 people that watch the video will come check you out on Instagram. So if you notice a gigantic rush in traffic, you'll know that was from my 7 subscribers.
Don't say that. The most important thing about all of this is that this is fun to us, and that's the most important part. So any other, we just don't like. It's not up to us. So that's what I learned about my processes. Like, I have a few artworks that I like. I don't like them, but I posted them. But I love them from the other side because I had so much fun creating them. Mm-hmm. So that fun behind everything is like sometimes the most important thing in the end. Yeah. Just to have fun during the process like this.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so I think we're off to a great start because that was a lot of fun. If there's someone you'd like to see me interview in a future episode, leave it in the comments below and I'll see what I can do. If I can get a hold of them and they'll agree to do it, we will add them to the list and it'll be a lot of fun. But that's all for this week. I hope to see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.